There you go.
Okay, I'm Milo Flint. I am a high school student at Moscow High. I'm an aspiring engineer or scientist, and I'm interested in the construction of closed-loop systems off-world, so Mars, Venus, the Moon, in orbit. Something I've noticed is you can't put something into the system or take it out without having an effect. You know, Newton told us that. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And we live today in a closed-loop system. It's just a very large one. The Earth, nothing, well, with a few notable exceptions, it goes in or out of the Earth, except for heat. So, heat and radiation energy. So, it seems logical to me that we should look at the Earth as, it's not invincible just because it's large. I don't see why the politicians should be put in charge of such a long-term thing, because they're rotated in and out every few years. I think they're good at their nearsighted tasks, but they're not well suited for the long-term stuff, and I don't think they have our best interests at hand or in mind, because I think they're buying on credit. They're accumulating a debt that I'll have to pay back later. And I think that this is an addiction to petroleum and our culture. And the first step to stopping an addiction, as they say, is to recognize there's a problem. So if we recognize that, we can work to avoid it before it becomes an even bigger issue. The issues are already set in motion, and so we can't completely stop this thing, but we might be able to get out of its way before it completely flattens us. For example, the methane hydrates, frozen methane ice under the water that's just recently been discovered. We don't really know how much of it is there, but if it were to melt, the greenhouse effect that it would have would be catastrophic. So my generation and the one after me will have to work to replace, repay, and repair for what is being done today, unless we can hold those responsible today accountable. And science doesn't really care what you believe. You can't choose which part is real just because you don't want that part to be real. It's going to happen anyways. And finally, it's our condition as it is already fairly pitiful. I missed 2 weeks at the beginning of the school year last year because the school had to be remodeled for asbestos. They had to get that out of the walls. And we go over to the Pullman High School occasionally because we have Knowledge Bowl and Science Bowl competitions with them. And their high school looks like an airport terminal, and we're in a brick building from the 50s, which isn't all bad, but it's not the quality of education that we should be comfortable with. We should be able to expect more from what's widely considered to be the most powerful and wealthy nation in the world. I don't believe that our politicians and government have our best interests at heart, and I do not want to be a pawn in their games. Thank you.